I'm Andrew and this is Charlotte, and we've been farming here at Double Tops for the last 11 years. We've been farming in conjunction with my parents. We're sheep and beef and deer, farming about 6,500 hectares in total. So this area we're standing in here is where a couple of wee creeks come off our developed farmland, and it was a holding area in our main laneway, so a lot of stock movement through here. And yeah, we decided to get involved in this project and get it all fenced off, and there's approximately a hectare here, and then there's a second part of it a wee bit further down, another hectare and a half that we've fenced off as well. Generally we've just let it do its own thing, but Charlotte's spent a bit of time planting here.
2 winters ago I started just basically digging up lots of flax and repositioning it, trying to mimic nature I guess, and just put it in the lower part of the valley I guess it is, and so eventually they're sort of growing away, but yeah, there were huge big willows here as well before.
This whole area through here was just choked with willows. There would have been a hectare easily of willows through this main creek. And this area was actually called the Willows. All the paddocks have got names, and this particular area here was called the Willows. So further down you can see there's a few stumps remaining that'll just break down and disappear. But the willows were growing into the stream, and I think over time it had silt up and it was building up and building up. We removed the willows. We've had a couple of quite major rain events, and we've got quite a channel flowing down through here now. We are probably lucky in this area. There's quite heavy ground here and things, but I think yeah, you've got to put the work in as well.
One conversation started when we were talking about wetlands, and we've got an old cow bale that we've started repurposing for propagating. So it's in the early stages, but we've got some posts up, and hopefully we can get some irrigation and get growing. Yeah. I think it's also, you know, the expense is getting it all fenced, but if we can grow everything for next to nothing, it'll be quite a nice project. We looked what else is growing on the banks, just not so far from here, and trying to copy that I guess. Yeah, stage 1 for me was getting the flax through the middle wettest part, and then I said doing the banks, and then eventually obviously the seeds will develop other, you know, produce other plants. So I've come from an interior design background where everything's sort of quite straight lined. This was quite a hard project for me because I was trying to mimic nature where everything's sort of quite randomly placed, so it's quite an interesting thing to try and go, oh, what's it going to look like, you know, try and visualize how it all sort of works out spatially, and it's not going to be perfect, and I've got to realise that.
Other wetlands that we've done as a family, we haven't, it's basically been a case of fencing it off, and a lot of it just comes back naturally. We've never gone to any huge expense buying plants in. It's all been done from homegrown stuff, and just transplanting or seedlings or whatever, but we've never got too carried away, and just more than anything let nature do its thing. I think this is a critical point though, because it's where a lot of the runoff from our cultivated land comes to, and then this is where it leaves the property, so it's probably quite a good filtering system. Yeah, well we supply wool to New Zealand Merino, and they've got a accreditation program called ZQRX, and in that already there is an element of, you know, they look at your biodiversity on farm and your carbon footprint and things, so we stack up quite well in that department, and the more of this we do, the better that'll be. So in this day and age it's becoming more, you know, more recognised I guess, having that biodiversity, and we see a lot of value in it. We are involved with a local dryland group, and they're great. They've got good resources and things. I guess it's just encouraging farmers to go and get involved with projects like this or dryland groups or local catchment groups and things, but just encouraging people to do it. As we talk about it more and more and projects like this come up, I think more and more people are going to do it. So yeah, everyone's waking up. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to when I'm an old man and being able to actually drive down here and it's all fully established, and you know, I'd imagine over time we won't see any of this cocksfoot that you see here now. We're just carrying on what my parents have done prior to us, and also the previous owners of this property. Harry and Jinapawsi did a lot. So, well, when I first started farming 10 years ago, I probably didn't think we'd really get into, but as time goes on, yeah, found that we sort of enjoyed it and things. So
yeah, it's quite rewarding seeing it growing finally.
And you can sort of understand why they've been doing it now. What we've found with that first section we've done is as we plant it and as the grass grows longer and things, it actually slows that flow up again, and we end up with the wetland coming back to presumably what it was like as it settles down over time.